This article comes to us from BuzzFeed. Yes, I know it's BuzzFeed News. However, it's a really sobering article that we wanted to bring up and talk with everybody about here. A girl by the name of Anna was sitting in a parked car with her two friends when a charcoal gray van pulled up and flashlight beams momentarily blinded her. This 18-year-old girl had grown up in South Brooklyn and spent many Friday nights like this driving around the city with her friends looking for places to hang out away from home. On this night, however, in September 15, 2017, sometime between 7:30 and 8 p.m., she crossed paths with the police officers. There were two of them, both of them in plain clothes. They were detectives over 6 feet tall, super strong, flashing their badges and asking questions. And according to Anna here, there was weed in the cup holder, and as soon as the detectives ordered them out of the car, the detectives handcuffed her, told her friends, both young men, that they were free to go. So she's getting busted for this. Then she said they led her, she's like a little bit over 5 feet tall, into the back of an unmarked police van with tinted windows. Just guess what's going to happen now. Yeah.
Goody.
So while inside the van, I'm glad Felicia's not here for this one, actually, Anna said the detectives took turns raping her in the back seat as the van cruised the dark streets as she sat handcuffed, crying and repeatedly telling them no. And between assaults, she said, the van pulled over so the cops could switch drivers. And less than an hour later, a few minutes' drive from where it all began, the detectives dropped her off on the side of the road, a quarter mile from the police station where surveillance shows this footage. She stood on the sidewalk, her arms wrapped around her chest, looking up and down the dimly lit street and pacing slowly before borrowing a cell phone from a passerby to call a friend. The cops made no arrest. They issued no citation, filed no paperwork about the stop at all. And hours later, Anna and her mother went to the hospital where Anna told nurses two detectives had sexually assaulted her according to hospital records. They collected semen from her rape kit and it matched the DNA of both detectives, Eddie Martins, 37, and Richard Hall, 33, of the Brooklyn South Narcotics Unit. And both of these guys have resigned from the force and they've been charged with rape, thankfully.
Good.
And
Good.
she assumed it was going to be a simple case. Two cops had sex with a woman in their custody and it was in the middle of their shift. But when a Facebook friend questioned whether there was enough evidence to dispute the officer's claim that the sex was consensual, fucking bastards, Anna wrote back, listen, man, it doesn't fucking matter. They're police officers, and it's a fucking violation that these people we call for help not to get fucked by them. And Anna didn't know that in New York, which is something that needs to change, there is specifically no law stating that it is illegal for police officers or sheriff's deputies in the field to have sex with someone in their custody. There's no law against that. Yeah. And it's only one of 35 states where armed law enforcement officers can evade sexual assault charges by claiming that such an encounter, from groping to intercourse, was consensual. That's fucking gross, man. And
what?
Thankfully, Utah's not one of them. I've looked into this. Washington's not, Oregon's not, California. You know, we're surprisingly liberal compared to like some of the other countries. So watch yourself if you're in Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Arkansas, Tennessee, Kansas, West Virginia, Pennsylvania, New York. Like a lot of the East Coast states are this way. So in recent years, some states have closed this loophole, applying to cops the same rules already in place nationwide for probation officers and prison and jail guards, which is it should be.
Yeah.
Anybody in uniform should not be allowed to have sex with somebody that's in their charge, you know? So like if somebody
you don't get to do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Now, and so Felicia, you missed it. There was a girl pulled over, weed in the car. The cops spent time in the paddy wagon doing things that they shouldn't have been doing, both of them trading off, and then they tried to say that it was consensual. And so even though the rape kit came back with both of the guys' DNA.
Yeah. No. No.
So in most states that do not explicitly outlaw sex between on-duty cops and detainees, including New York, an officer can claim consent and face only a misdemeanor, which is a, quote, official misconduct charge, which carries a maximum of a 1-year sentence. That's it. So thankfully people like Tara Burns...
cops get to rape. That's neat. That's
okay. So just stay the fuck out. No, I'm not going to say stay the fuck out of New York, but it's sad. Thankfully, Anna's case has brought attention to this legal loophole. In October 26th of last year, New York City Council member Mark Traeger announced that the teen's story had inspired him to propose a bill to make it illegal for police officers to have sex with anyone in their custody. It's a fucking no-brainer, right? It should be easily passed.
It should be.
That should absolutely not ever be allowed, ever.
So both of New York's two biggest police unions both declined to state whether or not they supported the proposal.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Look, if someone's in your custody, if you have arrested somebody, they can't consent.
It's immediately position of power.
There's a power dynamic there that would nullify consent.
Even if they're enthusiastically offering to suck your cock, it's a no, because then it's unethical. It's so unethical. It's ridiculous. It should never, ever, ever should you have sex with someone in your custody ever, at all. How hard is this? Is this that hard? Why is this so hard? I'm so confused.
No, and as we talked about on the patron show, the laws the rules, the social rules that we have about what's sexual harassment or not are pretty plain fucking cut. It's not really exactly. It just makes me so mad.
No one knows what the rules are anymore. Don't fuck someone that you're in a position of power over. Yeah. Stop hugging people because you want to feel their boobs. Like, it's real easy. It's just so easy.
You can do that.
So thankfully, her story has been making waves, and I'm glad that it's starting to have effects and everything. After telling her story publicly 3 days after her encounter with the two police officers, when only her parents and everybody else knew about it, these crooked cops, I swear, I never want to see one again. What if someone did that to your daughter? She said. And so they released a daily New York Daily News, which is that paper, bearing her photo alongside the headline "Cop Savages," and she wrote that this is nuts. In the months since, she's continued to chronicle her case on social media, posting links to news articles on Twitter and Facebook and everything, sharing photos. On October 22nd, the day the defense lawyers disputed her account, and they tried to say that, all defense lawyers would do, they would try to make the case for it, but that it was a consensual thing that happened. And so I don't understand how it's immediately, whether or not somebody wanted to or not, if somebody's in your charge, this is why we get people that fuck prisoners in jail, like when cops that fuck with other prisoners in jail, they get immediate felony. They're going to go straight to prison on this shit. It doesn't matter whether it was they wanted to and you wanted to thing, because it's a fucking power dynamic that it's a trust that's being violated.
Exactly. There's no way that it can work. There's no way that it can work. And that's the thing, is that yes, I guarantee there are plenty of women who get arrested and they're like, "I'll suck your dick if you let me off." Guarantee there's plenty of women in prison, I'm sure, who have consensually fucked cops. The thing is that by allowing these cops any room at all, ever, is allowing for rape.
Yeah.
It's allowing for rape. Because the thing about vaginas is that you can't immediately look at it and go, "Well, she was raped," because that's not how vaginas work. And so he can sit there and say it was consensual, and she can say, "No, it's not." And there's no physical evidence otherwise. And so the only answer is, don't fuck people in your custody. Don't fuck people in your custody. Don't fuck people in your custody. Be a big boy and don't fuck people in your custody.
And so, of course, the police officers and their attorneys are going to try to character assassinate this lady. And they did, of course. She didn't clean up her social media, and she's like, "I don't know why I should have to." It's it's who gives a fuck what I post, is what she is quoted by saying here, because she did have pictures of herself in bikinis. She went to a porn convention when she was 17. She posted on Facebook a link to a website about sex when she was 13. She's never hidden that she enjoys smoking weed, and sometimes she makes dirty jokes. But the attorneys are going to try to use this. They're going to try to use this as...
Wait, she's a human being who enjoys sex?
Hey, how about that?
Oh, hey.
Weird.
And the defendants, the two cops, the fucker cops here, and the gist of their defense at this point is this. There was no non-consensual sexual encounter. Doesn't fucking matter.
Nope.
In my opinion, it doesn't matter. But we are lucky enough to live in one of those states where that is the law, where if a cop tried doing this, you get fucking busted for it. And
Good. Could you imagine if I was raped? The things I've said on the show are all public knowledge. They could absolutely use this. And I have talked about sex a lot. And you know what I would approach it as? And
yeah. So what? I'm a human being.
I've been so consistent on consent. It's ridiculous. Oh, how about we record the conversations with the guys where you guys here, let me submit to evidence the times I record with the guys when I'm telling about a creepy guy who doesn't understand the word no. How about we talk about those ones? How about we talk about how I am so consistent on consent that I will not back the fuck down? How about the time that I went on Inciting Incident and talked about how vague language can lead to misunderstandings? How about that one? How about that one?
So thankfully,
do this.
She's got plenty of supporters. Everybody's really helping her out, and she's thankfully, because she's not standing down from these assholes, that people are starting to realize that these things need to be changed. And this is still a very recent case, and they haven't reached any kind of consensus on what's going to happen with the laws in the state. Hopefully they can push it through without having to fucking have the unions. I mean, that's not something you need to have as a right in your union, is being able to fuck your prisoners, guys. It's just fucked up.
No.
Never, ever, 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 ever should it be acceptable to fuck someone in your custody. Ever.
Well,
ever. I don't understand how this is controversial.
It shouldn't be.
No,
but I guess it is.
And I think that I'm glad we live in the whole Weinstein Me Too thing that happened. I'm glad we live in a society now where people can feel up to speaking about this kind of thing. Because if she was to remain silent, she would just be another statistic. Honestly, it wouldn't be getting the attention that she's gotten. We wouldn't be talking about it if she wasn't vocal about this kind of thing.
There are so many other little things. Like, if it was consensual, why would she go to the hospital for a rape kit?
Oh, she's just trying to trap them. Deal. She's, it's the whole fake rape allegations that all these MRAs seem to think happens.
Her charges don't go away because she was raped.
Yeah.
No one thinks that happened. Your charges don't go away because you're raped. If you're charged with something...
No, she didn't get charged with anything. That's the fucked up thing. Is that they didn't charge her, didn't cite her, didn't give her anything.
Then why the fuck would she go to the hospital?
Exactly.
Yeah.
In this case. And specifically in this case.
Fucking way. Rape kits are not fun. All right? They're not cool. They're invasive. They're so invasive.
I've seen the size of the cotton swab. I've seen the size of it.
Just, you know what? One of these fuckers... they can't imagine having a vagina. They're just like, I don't know, I'll whip my dick out all the time. It's like, have a vagina, okay? Just things go inside you. Things go inside your body. It's weird. Okay.
Let's just give them a normal size Q-tip and have them shove it up their urethra. Let's just do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Let's go ahead and do that.
Bigger than mine.
Unless you're Hank Hill, then it's narrow.
Damn it, Bobby.